Who sets the rules? Church does. We just kind of figure it out. So are there any mandated rules? No. Scripture says, there are several qualifications that should be evident in a man who's a pastor, but they don't have a whole lot to do with education. Apt to teach, husband of one wife, able to manage his own family, not a new convert, not addicted to wine, doesn't love money. Okay. So he's a stand-up guy who's got his act together, and he knows how to carry himself and lead and teach God's truth. Great. So what else? Not much else. So then any other rules we establish are pretty much things we just agreed on together. We can sort that out. We can decide. And we could decide that if a guy passes a written test, he's a pastor. We could do that. We could say if he has brown eyes and can, stand up and talk, he's a pastor. We can make any rules we want, frankly, as the church. So we need to be careful to think about what is it that matters. The notion that somehow, well, you have to have an MDiv. No, MDivs weren't created until century ago or so. So that's not true. Or he has to have this much experience. No, that's not true either. These are all arbitrary. Now we can set arbitrary rules, but we need to be aware of what we're doing and why we're doing it and what we're accomplishing. And I'm not saying it's a free for all, because I'm a huge fan of good formation and good habituation, which takes place through time and careful training, and all those things need to be taken into account. But man, there's a lot more latitude there than we'd sometimes act like.
Yeah, I agree.